Dhyanamoolam Gurumurti Pujamoolam Gurupadam Mantramoolam Guruvakyam Mokshamoolam Guru Kripa. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. Hari Om. Today we're going to deal with a very unique and one of the most beautiful topic. Aditya Hrudayam. This topic was not the topic, but this seminar was requested by a few friends in Cerritos, and my dear friend Sanat inspired me with this topic. And once again, the topic is Aditya Hrudayam. Few words about this one, and we'll get into the topic. Aditya, in plain word, you can say sun, but I would like to qualify. Sun is a Vedic sun, and whose physical symbol is the sun for our solar galaxy sun. The word Hrudayam carries a couple of meaning. Hriday refers to heart, but the heart could be a physical heart that pumps in all of us. Heart also refers to the core or the central point. Sanskrit, there are so many meanings, and each meaning here is applicable. Hriday also means the cause of a particular event. And Hriday also means the essence of everything. So Aditya Hrudayam is going to talk about either 30 or 31 slokas. When I say 30 or 31, depending upon the scripture, and the scripture, I would say, is a couple thousand years old. So at that time, when there was no written script available, it went from person to person, from guru to disciple, in the form of memorization. As of today, particularly in the southern India, almost every household knows this, and it is included in their daily prayer. So, Aditya Hrudayam. Let us know a little bit more about it. And I think I owe to all of us, including myself, to know the source as to Where does it come from? So I will take you now to a couple of slides. Just bear with me. Some of the explanation is very much needed, but I will just, on a cursory basis, glance over so that you would know who the poet is, at what time and where it was recited in the original form, what does it mean, and its application in our day-to-day life. My purpose today and my aim will be as to how we could use this Aditya Hrudayam as part of our sadhana. So let us begin. The world oldest scripture have been originated in Bharat, India. Those scriptures have been divided into 4 sections called Rigved, Yajurved, Samved, and Atharvaved. This particular one, Aditya Hrudayam, has some reference to Samved. And the reason I say that is, let me take you to the next one. In Samved, there are sections, or the way the Vedas are divided, has the poetic part, and by the way, Samved is pretty much poetic, and the initial part where the appreciation and the description part of the reality. We will not get into the subject matter of reality now, and in that a descriptive part appears, which is called Brahmana. It is not Brahmin, by the way, and in that the Jaimini Brahmana is referring to 7 rishis. Rishis, those great yogis, meditators, who literally saw the reality. And seeing the reality, meaning experiencing to the degree that they are no way different from reality. Whatever they say is truth, and whatever they say is truth, and it becomes truth. Again, matter of discussion into the truth we will not get into. And one of those great rishis is the first name you see, name is Agastya. So Agastya, great rishis, and you may wonder, why am I mentioning? I will come to it in a minute. And, or let me put it this way, Agastya was the Rishi, the seer, as mentioned in Samaveda, is the originator, poet, or the one who was inspired to give this instruction about Aditya Hrudayam. And where it was given and how it was given, I will talk about it in a minute. And another name which will appear, which is Valmiki, is considered to be an Adi Kavi. Adi, old, and not necessarily old, but primarily the first Kavi, the poet. Let me take you to the next slide. As of today, in this world, there are two largest history books. Some of us we may not be knowing, but one is Mahabharata and the other one is Ramayana. It has been said that if there exists a story, almost all stories are some way or other appears in Mahabharata. Ramayana, the story of Bhagwan Ram or Lord Ram. In that Ramayana, Kand refers to section or the chapters. In the 6th chapter, known as a Yuddha, Kanda, Yuddha, war, Kanda, and in that chapter 6.105, you will find Aditya Hrudayam. Now, this is what Agastya Rishi, the one who inspired and instructed Bhagwan Ram to go ahead with the war with Ravana, one of the demons. Later on, we may change all this characters into how it can apply to our life. I am not as much interested in the history. I'm interested in what and how it applies to me today and now. So, dear friend, this is a little bit about I wouldn't call it history, but still is a matter of introduction, because most of you, and particularly non-Indian, are the people of origin other than India. They may wonder as to what is Aditya and what is Hrudayam. I explain Aditya, the Vedic sun, and Aditya, as we have learned in Surya Namaskar, is the son of mother of energy, and mother of energy is Aditi. Some of us, we may literally take it that there must be a goddess by name Aditi. Goddess meaning a feminine character. In Sanskrit and in those good old days, Vedic time, personified form of gods and goddesses were not even mentioned, or they were absent, so to say. So they were all Nirguna, Nirakara. Nirguna, without any characteristic and without any form. They look at the reality from much different, deeper, and profound depth. We will try to see in some of those sloka as to how profound it is. Since we are referring to Aditya, the Vedic sun. Understand, I'm using the word Vedic sun. And Vedic sun goddesses, Savita, and everybody refers to sun. And when I say everybody, understand in those good old days, almost all Vedas and chapters, they begin with the word Agni. Agni, God of fire. And now again, you can say God of fire. Everywhere the word even God is not has been used as we use it in today's day and age. Goddess Gayatri is also considered to be the goddess of sun. It has been said, Gayantam Trayate iti Gayatri. One who sings or recites this Gayatri mantra has been protected by the mantra. We all love protection. Even though it is not part of Aditya Hrudayam, but most of the institution, most of the Brahmin housing, most of the guru, they begin Aditya Hrudayam with Gayatri mantra. As Sanat was kind enough to offer me a beautiful recital, in that recital also, the first happened to be Gayatri mantra. So what we'll do today, we'll begin with this mantra, and pardon me, I may cursorily just touch upon that mantra, otherwise that mantra, not only the mantra, but Gayantam Prayate iti Gayatri, just to study that statement only, we had opportunity to spend only 6 hours on it. So please don't be scared. I'm not going to take that much of your time, but let's begin with Gayatri Mantra. Most of you people with Indian origin knows that, and at the same time, understand this mantra is not a Hindu mantra. And still it is, it has been originated from Bharat, has nothing to do with any of the ism. Almost all, I won't say almost all, but so many religious-minded people from different faith, they also chant this mantra. So let us first hear this mantra, and then I will spend a few minutes on it.
Bhurvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yo Nah Prachodayat.
Just casually touching upon and proceeding further, Om is reflection or the mirror image of reality. Now, reality could be the existing, perceivable, physical form, what we call the world, grosser world. The first letter, boo, refers to the grosser world. Then there are subtler world, subtler, not quite visible, and still much powerful and much effective boo. And the causal world, that is something that to happen at the physical level. There has to be a cause for something to be manifested. So there is a world, there is a loka called causal. So bhur, bhuva, swaha, those three words, and that means that the entire reality we could not perceive, and there is no name. So in Vedic scripture, everything is referred as that, no name per se. And the language even doesn't reach that, but we use the word that for our clarity and understanding. Savitur, the creator. Now, so far as there exists a creation, we know that the cause and effect go together. So there has to be a creator or the inspirer who inspires certain thing to happen. Varanium, all the rishis, all the sadhakas, all the disciples or the spiritually oriented people, sadhaka, those they will love to be in harmony with attunement, so that there's so many knowledges, I would say, or the experiences that cannot be studied without becoming a character in it. As has been stated by so many great scholars, that life is a poetry. Listen, please. Life is a poetry, and in order to study the poetry, you have to be a character in that poetry. And that is exactly what the word Varaniam stands for. Bhargaha, that is that brilliance, that light, that knowledge. Devasya, it's a divine light. Dhimahi, that is to meditate upon. And meditation where the meditator becomes absent, and that is exactly what the word Varaniam means. Dear, it is that intelligent intellect, it is that action, that state of meditation, that state of illumination. Yoho refers to thus perceived illumination. Perceive is also not the right word, but that is all the linguistically we could use. So it is that one experiences, naha, our. In those days, there was nothing done on a singular basis. even though all the spiritual journeys were singular journey. Prachodayat, that word alone, I would like to request all my friends to focus on the last word, and that will guide us for our sadhana, for our spiritual search. Prachodayat, we are requesting that light, that brilliance, that creator to guide us towards you, towards the truth. And once we request that, then all the divisions of so-called religion or even the spiritual searches comes to a standstill. What are you looking for? Why are we looking for the differences? Because on one side, you're ending this mantra with a hearty request saying that, "O light, lead me to you. May always be guiding toward the truth. Please lead me to you." Prachodayat. All right. This is how, where I will stop on Gayatri Mantra, and now begins Aditya Hrudayam. This is the first sloka, and as I mentioned, this has been stated. You can, okay, let us first chant this.
ततो युद्धं परिश्रान्तम् समरे चिन्तया स्थितम् रावणं चाग्रतो दृष्ट्वा युद्धाय समुपस्थितम्
Yuddhaya Paristhitam. Now understand, if you read the English translation, this has been done also by some scholarly people. I am not the one, nor I know Sanskrit, but whatever that I get inspired, I am just mentioning to you. And as earlier mentioned, and I would be often repeating, I may not be interested going word by word translation, but all that I'm driving it is to the great seers like Agastya. What does he heartily wishes us to understand out of, so that his title or the shirshak is so justified, because he wanted to tell us what is the core of Aditya, what is the love of Aditya, what is the Hriday of Aditya. When I'm using the word love, please understand, love is the cause of the entire creation. So that's why I'm saying, what is the love of Aditya? Here, let us read it. When Rama was exhausted. Okay, by the way, this is in reference to a battle in Sri Lanka during that time. It was called Lanka, in which Rama and Ravana, they had war, they had battle that they were fighting. Again, I would not like to go into the history of it and the cause of it, but at that time, Ravana was the king of so-called demon, Asura, and someplace Asura is also not considered to be bad people, understand, but modern language refers to demonic power. Ravana was so brilliant, so strong, so powerful that it has been equated and it has been said that Ravana has 10 heads and Ravana has 20 hands. People literally think that he must be a demon, but no, he had a power, he had that intelligence. So, and Lord Rama is Lord Rama, Bhagwan Ram. So when there was a war going on, Rama is in a slightly confused state and he feels sorrow. And in deep thought to fight against Ravana, he is thinking, how am I going to defeat this man? And in which manner I would like to defeat it? Who was duly prepared for the battle? Ravana was prepared for the battle. So at that time, Agastya observed that what the greater sorrow and deep thought to fight against. As to how am I going to? What is the strategy? How may I do that? And at that time, whatever Agastya Rishi is advising, that we go to the sloka number 2. Let us once again listen.
दैवतैश्च समागम्य द्रष्टुमभ्यागतो रणम् उपगम्याब्रवीद रामम् अगस्त्यो भगवान्.
Agastya Bhagavan Rishi. So Rishi is addressing Bhagwan Ram along with the presence of other God. And let me tell you, those of you would like the entire recitation of this 32 sloka and also the written form of 32 sloka, you may want to give Sati Yoga Foundation a request so that I will be glad to send you the recital as well as the written form so that not only most people in southern India recites it, you may equally recite this and you will feel the joy as well as the benefits of it. As to what would you feel? Oops. Now understand, sage Agastya approached Ram and spoke as follows. Dear Ram, there is a solution for your worry, which is the perennial secret. By reciting it, you would be victorious in this war. So let us hear this as to how this is chanted.
राम राम महाबाहो शृणु गुह्यं सनातनम् येन सर्वानदीन वत्स समरे विजयीष्यसे.
Samaye Vijayeshe. To be victorious in this war. And I will once again refer to what the current war we all are facing in the name of Corona. What is victory? how do we want to win, and why this Aditya Hrudayam. Mind you, some of this local, as will read it, will think that what is there to know. I can give you one little analogy that I have a friend of mine, Harshad, who is a CPA, who knows a lot, of course, a lot. This is his profession. He has spent his life in CPA. Now, I don't have any use of it, but one day something happened and I needed to know about taxation or some planning reason. Now, he can give me the answer in a few words, but if I doubted that, I hope he answers it properly. I hope that he knows it. But the advice that he gives is so profound and based off his own experience. So unless and until we derive too much reverence, too much love, too much respect for this kind of spiritual knowledge, it will not reveal the beauty of it. And as I mentioned, the first Loka Gayatri mantra, that mantra alone is good enough to reach to a state of self-realization, provided you understand the word Varanium, provided you understand the word Diya, and you mean 100% Prachodayat. Anything and everything when you're prepared to do. It is not that, oh, don't worry, Harsha, let me know. When I will have time, I will come and see you. That way it's not going to work. Here, the word dedication, the word surrender, total surrender, unquestionable surrender. And that is the sense of utmost gratitude that what a particular guru whose shelter you have selected is offering you. Whatever he say, day and night. And remember the first sloka we heard about Guru Vandana, and in that says, Mantra Moolam Guru Vakyam. Mantra word is not just a chanting of the few things. Mantra is that either letter or the words or the sentences that liberates you, that totally frees you. And don't think that the liberation means going to the heaven and whatnot, so that you could easily witness the reality. So to that degree, and this kind of knowledge is not going to come overnight unless and until you dissolve yourself, unless and until there is no I-ness and my-ness, and just nothing but to serve the Guru day in and out. And here, Guru does not necessarily mean any physical body. Guru may or may not have a living body. And at this stage, once again, dear friend, my humble request, do not treat me as Guru. I am one of you. I do not have any qualification. I'm equally a student like you. So at this point in time, I would like to take you to a 3 or 4 words sloka very powerful, very dear to me. It puts me into a state of meditation, and that we all will repeat 4 or 5 times so that you memorize this and you take it. I'm afraid to use the word kind of homework. Wherever you go, you keep on chanting, and I will explain you the meaning of it so that you know why am I putting it. So after those 4 words, we repeating 5 times, we'll end today's session and we'll continue with sloka 4 onwards next time. So bear with me and let me take you to the. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 letters. It's a sloka. And the way we chant, and first of all, understand the meaning of it. Light resides in the divine sun, mind you now. And the rising sun reflects this light, swaha. Swaha, as it is, I offer it to you. Now, what is so great about it that I'm saying that let us chant 4 or 5 times. Understanding the word Surya and understanding the word Jyoti, Jyoti refers to the flame or the light. Now, is Jyoti possible, a flame possible without Surya? Or is Surya's existence recognizable without the light, without the sun? Now, if you apply this to the intelligence, the reality, it is that intelligence that shines, that shows the luster, and it transforms you into Surya. And Surya, meaning you will see yourself as well as you will see the others. Okay? So Surya Jyoti Swaha. Once you become Surya, then that light will be reflected, that intelligence will be reflected. You will be an inseparable part of the reality guiding the entire existence. Very powerful mantra. Om Jyoti Surya Suryo Jyoti Swaha. Let me turn on. Okay, let me show you the slide. I'm sorry. Okay, could you see the slide now? Okay, and in a minute, I will turn on the microphone of everybody, and I want everybody to join me in chanting this mantra. So once again, sparing a minute or two more, it is Om, the reality, Jyoti, the flame, Surya, the sun, Suryo Jyoti, Swaha. So the light resides in the divine sun, and the rising sun reflects this light, which we just mentioned. So without the light, sun is not possible, and without sun, light is not possible. So cause and the effect, the creation and creator. We have learned quite many times that the creation and creator are one and the same thing. So understand, what would you put, light first, or would you put the source first? Would you put the light or the knowledge first, or you will put the Aditya first. And once when the rising sun reflects this light, uh, you know that the sun is there, you know that the creation is there, creator is there. This you keep on meditating. So let me do this. I will turn on the mic of everybody, and please join me in chanting this. Let me see. Bear with me a minute. Okay, everybody, okay, please, no noise. Please stop. And the others kindly join. Om Jyoti
Surya
Jyoti
Swaha
Om Jyoti Surya Surya
Swaha Om Jyoti Surya Swaha.
Once more.
Jyoti Surya Jyoti Swaha.
Thank you all. Thank you. Let us stand with first. So hold on. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat.